What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So lately, as you guys know, we've been doing rebuilds on contenders, team we don't really need to talk about because they don't need my help, but it's been fun regardless, and we're here today with that again. As today we have the New York Knicks, who of course had a very eventful offseason, bringing in Mikal Bridges and also Karl-Anthony Towns. Let's go ahead and jump in and talk about what could be, or I guess let's see if we win a championship first and foremost. The Knicks are a team that often does have success in the 2K simulation, so I guess we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. Do we get a championship year one? We shall find out. And then from there, we just do whatever we feel like. So let's jump in and do this Knicks rebuild for no reason in 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 57% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subbed. If you do find that 57% want to change that, that would be greatly appreciated as we're on the road to 50,000 subs. But as we are all aware, the Knicks have a damn good team. They acquired OG Anunoby back then. They acquired Josh Hart. They've acquired Mikal Bridges, acquired Jalen Brunson. I mean, this team has basically done everything through trades. They didn't really draft any of these guys. Well, Mitch Robinson and Deuce McBride they drafted, I believe. Yeah, so they drafted those guys, or yeah, so round two. McBride was round two. So they've drafted those guys, but their starting five is essentially just all traded for or signed in free agency. But what we're going to do is we're going to simulate the rest of year one. We're going to see how this team finishes out. And of course, we're going to see if we win a championship year one. I don't know if we will. They often do in the 2K sim, like I said. But the hope is to win multiple championships today. If not, obviously, we always can like just getting one. If we get one early on, then we go for a second one, maybe a third one. But it'll all depend on how year number one goes. So at the end of year one, Nikola Jokic is your MVP, Stephon Castle Rookie of the Year, Scoots your sixth man, Giannis Offensive Player, Christian Brown Most Improved, Jokic Clutch Player, and Kenny Atkinson is your Coach of the Year, and Harrison is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team with Karl-Anthony Towns, and All-NBA third team with Jalen Brunson. So we got two Knicks representing, which is great. All-Defensive first team and All-Defensive second team. Here's our All-Rookie teams, and that's about it. So we are the third seed out east going up against Detroit in round one. Detroit's obviously been a fun story this season, but 27 from Jalen Brunson, 24 from Karl-Anthony Towns. Speaking of Detroit, I hate to highlight a comment, but I really was flabbergasted at what I read. So I guess in a Pistons rebuild, I don't know when I did it. Maybe it was the recent one. I'm not sure. But someone had commented, this was the craziest comment I think I've ever read. They said that there's no championship without, I think I traded Isaiah Stewart in the video, I guess. I guess that's what I did. He commented, I'd rather win a championship, or I'd rather not have a championship if Isaiah Stewart's not on the roster, basically. Something along the lines of that. He said, delete it and do it over again. Craziest comment I've ever read. I guess he loves Isaiah Stewart that much, but that's besides the point. I just thought of that since we're facing the Pistons. But here are your player stats. He had 27 from Brunson, 24 from Cat, 17 from Mikal, 15 from OG, 14 from Josh Hart, 10 from McBride, 7 from Cameron Payne, 7 from Achua, 5 from Mitch Robinson, and 4 from Landry Shamet. So we are going to be playing, like I said, the Pistons round one here, who have Cade, Ivy, Asar, Tobias Harris, Jalen Duren. We all know who the Pistons look like. So let's simulate current round, enough dancing around, and we will be winning that series in 5. And now we get the Celtics, which is kind of the team that the Knicks assembled this roster for, is to compete with Boston. So let's see if we can't take out the Celtics as well. And, ooh, we were up 3-1, and I tried to stop it for the game 7. But in year number one, we do not get a championship. So that's definitely very disappointing. Cavaliers and Wolves, and the Wolves go on to win it all. Why couldn't it have been that easy yesterday when I did a Wolves rebuild? That makes no sense. But Chris Paul retires, Kyle Lowry retires, and that's about it. So no LeBron or anything like that. For the lottery, don't think we'll have a pick. I'm pretty sure our pick is headed elsewhere from the Mikal Bridges trade, or one of the trades they've made, obviously. So yeah, the Nets have our pick. That is from the Mikal trade. So Tom Thibodeau, I will leave for now, but maybe in the future we can move on from him if we feel like we need a better option. But after a second round exit to the Celtics, it was in 7. So I don't know if I want to be that reactionary just yet. I think the team is good enough to maybe run it back for another year and see if we don't get luckier. But there might be a few changes as we make. I'm not just going to sit here and do nothing this offseason, but 24 and 26, can we package these two picks to move up in the second round maybe? Because that would be ideal if we could find a way. Can I get like could we get this 76ers pick off of the 76ers? Let's say we trade a future Bucks pick, and boom. So 3 seconds to move up in the early second round. And we're going to try to take, what we got? We have Ivisic, Donnie Freeman, Darion Williams, Eisen, Rocky, JT Toppin. So I don't know if there's really much talent here, but not that I'm aware of. I'm not a huge college basketball connoisseur, as most of you know already. I guess I'm going to go ahead and I'll take Rocky here. out of Australia. So he'll be our pick in round 2. 69 overall. Welcome to the Knicks. We'll accept Porty or Ariel, and then qualifying offers Marjan Beauchamp. Not really worried about him. And then for free agency, I don't even know if we have any free agents to worry about. We have Achua and Marjan Beauchamp. So Achua was on a 1-year deal, I believe, so re-signing him could make sense. We have Brunson, Tyler Kolek, Mikal Bridges, Miles McBride, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and then Karl Towns, Mitchell Robinson. I know Josh Hart is playing power forward because of how much he rebounds, but I mean, he goes up to an 88 at small forward, so that really can't be ignored right now. Shooting guard to be an 86, so I mean, it doesn't change much. But we're gonna move Josh Hart to power forward right now, or sorry, small forward right now, and then maybe we try to bring in an actual power forward. Although I'm not sure what contract we'd use to do that. Maybe it's Achua's at the deadline. I mean, we could trade Mitchell Robinson too and try to get an actual power forward, but I do like Mitchell Robinson's our backup 5 going forward. That's a really good one to have behind Cat. Or we could even move Cat to power forward and have kind of a weird where Josh Hart comes off the bench or OG comes off the bench. OG in like 2K used to be, or is usually a really bad sim player. Now I have not traded for him for a very long time for obvious reasons, so I don't know, but I guess I am going to try the Cat Mitchell Robinson thing together this season just to kind of see how it goes. So I'll move Cat to power forward, and Mitchell Robinson is going to start the 5 for us. We'll have a really good 6-man regardless. We just kind of need to bring in a backup 5, and we should be fine. And then we can bring Achua back too. So backup center, like Andre Drummond for a year, sounds fine to me. So we'll give him a 1-year deal. We'll bring back Achua for a 2-year deal, and that should be the only thing we really do this offseason. So bring those guys in. We'll just run with that and kind of see how that would rock out. So let's go to player progression. I didn't want to do too much reactionary things this offseason simply because I think we were so close to getting to the conference finals, and who knows what would have happened had we gotten to that point. But Josh Hart's now down to an 86 after being an 88, so that's a little disappointing. But OG is down to an 84. So I do think we still got to find a way to start OG Anunoby. So maybe Josh Hart does come off the bench because I do like Josh Hart off the bench for his energy. But we'll see. I'll show you guys rotation with what I rock with, and we'll be ready for year number 2, where hopefully this time we can win a championship. But if we fail again, we will be more reactionary to what we could do by maybe trading somebody important. So here's the rotation we're going to rock with for year number 2. It's going to be Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl Towns at the 4, and Mitchell Robinson at the 5. We're just going to try the big lineup, see how it goes with Josh Hart coming off the bench. Still going to get 30 minutes a night. Miles McBride, and then Achua. And if anything, I would love to give Josh Hart even more minutes, actually. So I guess Andre Drummond's not even going to get minutes, but that's fine. Let's give Josh Hart a ton of minutes off the bench because we know what he brings to the table. We'll give OG 30, obviously. Want him to play quite a bit. Yeah, so that looks good. So Josh Hart with 35 off the bench. Maybe go 33 and give OG 32. Something like that, and we'll simulate the rest of year, or I guess we're not even in year 2 yet. We're about to simulate it. So I will see you guys at the end of year number 2 with a big lineup, kind of what we're rocking with this time, and we're going to see how that goes. And like I said, if we don't get a championship again, then we'll really start to look at who do we need to move. Even if we do win, still want to have fun with this and maybe do something insane, but we'll see what the simulation has in store for us. But so far, things are looking really good. So at the end of year 2, Shea is your MVP. Dylan Harper, Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey in Detroit, 6-man. Young Offensive Player. Trace Jackson Davis, Most Improved. Trae Young's Clutch Player. Kidd is your Coach of the Year, and Hobson is your Executive. So that's about it there. All-NBA first team. No Knicks this time. Although we might have only had All-NBA second and third last year. We don't get any All-NBA representatives this time, though, unfortunately. So that sucks. But we were still a damn good team, so we'll take, being the first seed in the East over an All-NBA appearance, I guess. So here were your player stats. Yeah, 28 from Jalen Brunson. I'm actually really surprised neither one of them made an All-NBA team with these stats and being the first seed in the East. That's kind of highway robbery, is it not? So third team All-NBA. We're in 2026 now. So yeah, a little shocked by that, to be honest with you. And Cat, yeah, really weird that didn't go down the way we thought it would. But whatever. Okay, so 17 Mikal, who I did extend. I also extended Mitchell Robinson as our backup 5 going forward. Both on pretty good contracts, in my opinion, going forward. 25 flat for Mikal and 12.5 flat for Mitchell Robinson. And yeah, so that looks good. But all that matters is winning a championship. So we draw the Chicago Bulls in round 1. So we shall see how this goes. Chicago has Lonzo, Kobe White, Vucevic. I mean, it's pretty much the same Bulls team we all know. So if we found a way to lose to them, that would obviously be devastating. And we will beat them in 4. And now we get the team that eliminated us last year. So this time, we're going to give the Celtics a little bit more respect, even though we should have last year. I clicked simulate current round, but I'm going to go game by game this time. So game 1, goes to us. Good start. Game 2 goes to us. So far, so good. We sweep the Celtics? No. 3-1. And we beat them in 5. So we give us, or get revenge back for what they did to us last year. And now we get to play Detroit again, who we beat last year in round 1. So, Cade, Ivy, it's the same looking team other than Giddey's come off the bench now. So I don't know if Giddey's the difference maker. Hopefully he's not. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. So far so good, but the Pistons even it up? They do. Okay, so it's Simcast. Game 5 at Madison Square Garden. Losing to Detroit right now would be probably the most disappointing thing that's happened all week because we really need to take advantage of the situation. We already knocked off the Celtics. We're up 3-2, and we have the Mavericks awaiting us if we're able to see Jalen Brunson's former team. Obviously not the same team he used to be on with Luka no longer there. We're going to a game 7, so Detroit's not going to go away easily here. Let's go take a look if anything needs to be adjusted in rotation. All right, game 7 in Madison Square Garden, and we're going to come out on top here. So far, first quarter really went our way. Second quarter was tied. Looks good for us right now as long as we don't blow a lead, and we are going to the finals. So we beat the Pistons in 7. A little bit tougher than I would have wanted, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. So Brunson versus his former team that has Kyrie, Alexander Walker, Marshall, AD, Gafford, Lively, Christie, PJ Washington. Here we go. Game 1 goes to Dallas. They beat us by 31. Game 2, wow. I'm quite shocked by how bad they're beating us so far, but we even the series. Okay, so now we have to go to Dallas, and hopefully this time we can actually win on the road. A home team has won every time so far through 4 games. Until now, it looks like we might take the road victory here. That's when they say a series starts. Now, can we win a championship in year number 2 here by completing the Game 6 victory, or are we going to a Game 7 back to Dallas? Hopefully we can take advantage here. We are down 9, and that is going to be a loss for us. Okay. Game 7 to win a championship. Have to do it on the road. We won a road game last time. Can we do it again? The road team won the last 2 games. Can we complete that? And are we about to lose here? We are. So we get to the finals and lose in 7. Damn, that's devastating. Not going to lie. Wow, that sucks. Okay. So 115 and 133. So multiple championships. Probably off the table now at this point. We are just set on getting 1 now. So quite disappointed by that. Definitely sucks there, but what can you do? So let's go to the lottery and let's figure out what we could do next. So OKC via Utah and then Knicks via Washington. So obviously, as you guys know, I usually fix those picks. Tom Thibodeau got us to the finals, so I don't think I'm going to fire him off that. That sucked that we didn't win, don't get me wrong. But let me go fix that Thunder pick and the Knicks pick. Or actually, yeah, I need to fix it for sure because we're representing the Knicks today. So yeah, this pick is supposed to go to the Wizards, obviously. This is protected. So we'll send that to them, and I'll go fix the Thunder one from Utah as well. So now that that draft pick is fixed, I don't even think we have a pick at all in this draft. Actually, we have the 29th pick. So we can still draft something here. So let's go see what we can get with pick 29, and we actually have an early second as well. So Keith King, Drake Powell, which I'll take Drake Powell here, and then we could take someone early second as well. So Connie Rooks, Keith, King, Florin Big Dog, Carter Knox, Dylan Hughes. I'm not very familiar with all these guys here, but I'll take Carter Knox here out of Arkansas. So we got Drake Powell and Carter Knox, 270 overalls, welcome. And then Rocky will accept because we traded up to get him in this last draft class. Then Beauchamp continues to be a free agent, but I'm not, again, worried about him too much. Okay, so free agency, Beauchamp is the only one we have to worry about. I didn't mean to simulate one day, but I did on accident there. Okay, so what kind of money do we have? We can actually sign like a Jamal Shed, which sounds kind of intriguing. Or we can even bring in Tamani Kamara, which to me makes no sense, but I'm going to keep doing it. If Kamara's going to be available to sign, which he doesn't choose us, but I don't know why 2K has the Blazers waiving him. Kaishan George, same thing. Sign me up. Like, why are we releasing young players like that? It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not going to not take advantage of it, right? So, and you have Isaac, who's in the G League right now for some reason, so... But I think with Kaishan George coming in, that makes somebody expendable that we can, you know, trade away. So my ideal plan is we get a legitimate 5-man where Mitch Robinson moves to the bench and Cat stays at the power forward. That's my ideal hope. Whether that's a Chua's contract or maybe we have to make a tough decision by trading OG Anunoby away or something like that. Because that's kind of what I'm hoping to land here, if possible, is a legitimate 5. And I think that would really give us an advantage at winning a championship. I could do nothing. Run it back. We might win, but I kind of want to have some fun here and do something a little bit interesting. So I'm going to go look for a legitimate big. Well, I guess we have a legitimate big. So we can look for a power forward or a center that Cat can sit next to, regardless of who it may be. we're going to see if we can make something happen with one of the contracts we have. But unfortunately, really couldn't find anything when it came to trading OG or just trading anyone in general. I tried a number of different things, and nothing to me is something I was willing to pull the trigger on, basically. So here's what we got. Pretty much the same team, other than we signed Kaishan George in free agency for free, which was kind of nice. So that leaves Achua out of the rotation. But we could definitely use Achua's $10 million at the deadline. Now, obviously, I would love to just combine salaries and make some big trade, but with these videos, I've been trying to follow the CBA a little bit with you can't aggregate contracts over the second apron, and we were well over it with obviously the re-signs of Mikel and Mitch Robinson, which I'm not complaining about, but I still like this rotation a lot. I still think this team can win a championship. I mean, for crying out loud, we were one game away, and we got Kaishan George in free agency, so that should be helpful. We should be a good team again. I will start at the deadline if I find something I like. We should be a good team. There really probably shouldn't be a reason to stop the deadline, but I still might. And if I do, I'll show you the trade we're doing. If not, I'll see you guys at the end of year 3, where hopefully a championship will come. It just has not come just yet. Jokic wins MVP, Boozer Rookie of the Year, Josh Giddey, 6-man Women Defensive Player, VJHCO Most Improved, Jokic Clutch Player, and Chris Finch is your Coach of the Year. So I've gotten close to a couple of ideas, but I just haven't been able to execute anything. I've been failing at making any type of trades that make sense in my head today, unfortunately, because if we're going to do something, it has to make sense, because this team is already contender. I don't really need to do much to it, which makes videos like this interesting and challenging, I guess. But yeah, I found something that I liked at the deadline. Unfortunately, just didn't go through with it because I really couldn't. One of the trades I couldn't make go through, and the other one would just not accept it, unfortunately, so I just gave up altogether. We get the Raptors in round 1, who have a pretty good team, honestly, so this does worry me a little bit, but hopefully we don't lose to them. As I say that, we are down 3-1, and now we're down 3-2. So, man, am I going to regret not making some type of move at the deadline? But so far, we're going to force... oh, wait a minute. I spoke too soon. Bro, why is it every time I control one of these teams that always win a championship, I just struggle to get one? The Spurs beat the Raptors in 4. So we have not gotten one championship today with the Knicks, which is pretty discouraging, honestly. Pretty bad, really bad representation of me, because we got to bring one in. So Tom Thibodeau can finally go. We can go for Nick Nurse. We can go for Tyronn Lue. I don't care. One of them has to be brought in to be our new head coach, because clearly, and then even JJ Redick doesn't sound bad either. So JJ Redick or Lue, we can sign either Lue or Redick. I'm going to give Redick a chance, although Lue is a little bit better stars-wise. Let's go Tyronn Lue. So Tyronn Lue is our new head coach in New York. So that's fine. Welcome to the Knicks. So no more Tom Thibodeau. And we will finally make a trade regardless. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. I don't care what I've been giving as an excuse. Something's going to happen. So Josh Hart is accepted. George is accepted. Kolek and Dadier all accepted. Rocky is a free agent, extended qualifying offer. And obviously Cat is a must re-sign, along with probably Moose McBride too, if we can bring him back. So McBride wants a bunch of money, though, so we got to keep that in mind. But let's give Cat his contract. 5-year deal is going to sign until he's 36 years old, and I'll sign McBride to a new contract, too. Those guys will be brought back. And then we're going to go make a trade, finally. I'm doing it, and I don't care. So finally found something that I like, and I think we can pull off. So let's go talk to the Pelicans about a certain center they have, and it's not Missy. It's actually going to be Milwaukee, who they just drafted a couple years ago. So he fits exactly under Mitchell Robinson's contract, which would match the second apron rules, obviously. So let's offer this first-round pick and this first-round pick. So 2 firsts with Mitchell Robinson from Milwaukee. What do they say to that? They counter with a unprotected 2031 and Alvarado. So they want 3 firsts from Milwaukee. I don't know if I can get there. Let's say we do a couple seconds instead. No, Drake Powell for Alvarado. Technically, we're not supposed to aggregate contracts. What if about another second they're not interested? Do we just say screw it? Because I've had a hard time. What about if I threw this 3rd first? 3 firsts for Milwaukee, but I'm hoping Milwaukee develops like crazy, basically. And that is our big move. So Milwaukee should jump up to like an 85 if my calculations are correct. I tried to trade OG a couple times, just have never found anything that I liked that would make sense for us to do. So now Milwaukee is the big addition, but I like him as an addition. And then we just lost our backup 5. So that's where Achua comes into play. So we're going to see if we can trade him along with a couple of seconds to maybe get a different backup center who makes less than $6 million. Like James Wiseman, perfect. already pops up as an option. Diabate doesn't sound too bad. And we're getting a first-round pick offered to us as well. I'm not really sure if we deserve that, but we can bring Mitch Robinson right back. But I think I'm going to go, what do I want? Do I want Diabate or do I want... Diabate average 5 and 5 and Wiseman average 6 and 4. So it's pretty close. Pick your poison type stuff. Let's do this with Cleveland. So we're going to get an unprotected Cleveland pick. And we have our new backup center with Diabate. So Blue Walk, Diabate, Karl-Anthony Towns, Kaishan George, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Miles McBride, Kolek, and Brunson. So player progression, we have Maluak, just like I thought, up to an 85 overall, which is what I was anticipating. And I was correct in thinking he would jump up that nicely. So that is great to see. Dade is also up to a 79, and then Rocky's up to a 79 as well. So, damn, we didn't even really need to trade for a backup center. The guy we traded up for years ago is fine enough. So he'll actually play over Diabate, which is totally fine too. Now, with a new head coach, a new center, we're going to go see what our rotation looks like for year number 4. We've come very close to winning a championship. One giveaway at one point. So let's go see what we can do in this hopefully 4th season where we bring 1 championship in. I was hoping for multiple, but at this point, we got to settle for at least 1. So funny enough, the defensive system actually fits us best at 4.5. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and leave it at defensive system. So we'll have to see what that looks like for this season. But my expectation is, of course, we got to finally bring home a title to New York. It's been too long in this video where we haven't even had one yet. So let's see what we got. Brunson, McKill, OG, Cat, Maluak. It looks beautiful with Josh Hart, Miles McBride, Kaishan George, and Tyler Kolek, and Rocky all off the bench. To me, this is a damn good unit. Will it finally bring home the championship is our biggest question. So let's simulate year number 4. So far, we're off to an 0-2 start, but I assume the win streak will start to come now. So I will see you guys at the end of year 4 with hopefully hoisting a Larry O'Brien trophy, but we shall see. P. Stokes is your rookie of the year. Trae Young, 6-man in a Memphis Grizzlies uniform. Wembanyama, defensive player. AJ, most improved. And Kyrie is your clutch player. Bench coach of the year. And Aaron Phillips is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. So no Knicks representatives this year. So we've, I guess, taken a break once again. The Kings got Cooper Flag. That would be interesting if that happened to them in real life. But we are the we're the first seed. I thought we were the second seed at one point. But here are your player stats. You had 22 from Jalen Brunson, 18 from Karl-Anthony Towns. So after we just paid him a ginormous contract, his stats went down, which isn't ideal to see. But maybe that's just because Milwaukee came in and took some opportunities away from him. But imagine having 2 bigs that could shoot 36% from 3 and above. That'd be freaking awesome, obviously, to have. Miles McBride, or sorry, Mikal Bridges 12, and then Miles McBride with 9. 9 from Kolek, 8 from OG, 7 from Josh Hart, 7 from Kaishan George. So all that matters, though, bringing home that championship. So they actually want to start Deuce McBride, which is interesting. I'm not sure I agree with that, but Mikal and Josh Hart off the bench would be pretty legit. We get Milwaukee in round 1, who no longer has Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I'd be pretty disappointed if we found a way to lose them and we beat them in 4. Now we draw Charlotte, who has LaMelo, Ace Bailey, Whitehead, Miles Bridges, Mark Williams, Brendan Miller, Caleb Wilson, and Tijon Solon. So I'm actually kind of glad we're not playing the Nets, because the Nets are always like sneaky good. They have Scoot and Cameron Thomas right now, and Keegan Murray, Isaiah Hartenstein. But game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. So far, so good. Just got to find our way back to the conference finals, and we can hopefully win from there. And boom, just like that, we win in 5. And now we play the Cleveland Cavaliers, so I don't think we faced today yet. So this one should be interesting. I tried a couple times to trade for Jarrett Allen. Never really made it happen. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. So far, so good. Cleveland going to even it up? Of course they do. So now it's a game 5 that we've not had a lot of success in the Simcast simulation. It has not swung our way so far today, but it looks like game 5 will go in our favor, which is great. But now I got to win game 6, or at least win game 7. But I would hope to avoid a game 7 at all costs, if possible. So we have the lead right now. It looks like we're going to run away with it. So we might be punching our ticket back to the finals as we beat them 126 to 111. 27 from Cat, 18 from Milwaukee, and now I can play the Spurs or the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, oh my, holy moly, wait a second. Chet and Wembanyama are teammates. That is actually absurd to see. I've never seen that happen before at all. You know how crazy that would be? That's a video. That's a video in itself right now. Imagine those two paired together. That'd be wild. I'm already, after seeing that just now, I'm inspired to make a video about it. I don't know why. It just did. Chet and Wembanyama paired up would be insane. But all right. OKC or San Antonio? I think I'd rather play OKC at this point. It's going to 7. It's the Spurs, though. So technically, we do have the size, but dude, they have Chet and Wemby. That's crazy. Still have Castle and Igor, too. This is not going to be no cakewalk. We got a tough one ahead of us here. So Knicks Spurs in the finals. Game 1 goes to the Spurs. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to them. We're going to be down 3-1, and now we're going to force a game 6 if we want. So we got to or want to continue the series. And we've taken the lead a couple times, and we will force a game 6 to happen. Okay. Now we got to win game 6, and we force a game 7. Now, thankfully, this is at home. So there could be an advantage there to force a game 7 with the home crowd behind us. Back and forth so far. Just run away with the lead, please. It's going to be a 3-point game, 5-point game, and it's going to overtime. Wow, OT is happening. And they start to run away with it in overtime unless we get back in it. But it looks like we are going to fall short, flat on our faces. So that is the most disappointing way this video could have ended for sure. So the Spurs go on and win it all. They beat us in 6 games. So do we go another year, though, after this? I think I'm going to give it one more year. But damn, dude, Wemby and Chet is actually crazy. So we're going to go one more season and hope that we don't run into those guys and hope that was a 1-year thing. Did they sign Chet to a long-term deal? Or did he just sign like a 1-year contract? Like sometimes they do that. So stupid. Let's see. No, he's on there multiple. So that's going to be a problem if we see them again. But we're going to go one more year with this because I really want to bring a championship if possible. So let's try this one more time. Luwak should develop more too, so that should be helpful, but we'll see. So we've had 2 Game 7 losses in the final, or maybe it was Game 6 last year. I don't remember. We've had 2 finals losses in this video, so a championship has not appeared for us just yet. But 28 from Brunson, 20 from Cat. This is our final chance to win one here. So, by the way, Rocky has developed really nicely too. So trading up for him and getting him in the second round was huge. He's our new backup center right now. But yeah, our bench is really good. Starting 5 remains similar, but here goes nothing. So we get to play Detroit in round 1, who we've been able to beat twice, but maybe 3rd time's a charm for them, and we will beat them in 4. And now for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who we beat last year in 6. They no longer have Garland, though, so that should play in our favor if I had to guess. In current round, and we will be up 3-1, and we beat them in 5. And now we play the Celtics, who we did beat earlier, and of course the Spurs are, you know, obviously back in the conference finals on the other side. So we got to beat the Celtics, who have Boozer now as their point guard. Hendricks is there. Silva, Sadiq White, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So game 1 goes to us. So far, so good on the Celtics. And give me the Spurs again. Unless if the Celtics are not going to go away, they will not. Okay. Well, here we go. Game 7, and the Spurs await us if we're able to beat the Celtics here in Game 7. But this would pretty much fit the MO of what we've dealt with today for this rebuild, where we haven't been able to get over the hump at all. And it's finally going to go... Well, actually, I don't know if I should be saying finally going our way because we haven't even won a championship yet. So now for the Spurs, who beat us last year in 6 or 7. I can't remember now. Game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to us. Game 5 goes to them. And now we find ourselves down 3-2. We got to force a game 7. Can we do it is the question. And it's looking like we are going to be in a close affair, but we will beat them. Another game 7. I want to say we went to 7 last year with them too, but I can't remember for some reason. So can we win this game 7? It's in our favor right now, but it is back and forth as can be. Please hang on to this lead, and we can finally bring a championship. It's a 5-point game, 3-point game. I think we watched the last 47 seconds, right? This would be the most entertaining way to end this video, I believe. So, last 47 seconds, either we win or we don't. Now, thankfully, we have the ball. So that should be helpful here. Now, let's see. So, we have 3 centers on the lineup or on the floor right now, which is just so silly. I hate how 2K does that, but... Please inbound the ball. So we have Brunson, Nickeil, a ton of size. Now, thankfully, we don't lose much spacing because Cat and Luwak can knock it down from the perimeter. But, ooh, what a pass by Brunson to put us up 5 there. But 40 seconds left, and that was a really nice pass because that could have been stolen easily. But Castle's going to have the ball. They have Chet, and then they don't have Wembanyama on the floor right now. Maybe Wemby fouled out. I have no idea. But Jeremy Sohan is going to have the ball. Luwak guarding him, and Chet's giving him a scream. Sohan 3. And it rims in and out. That should be all she wrote if I had to guess. I'm going to be laughing so hard if Wembanyama gets subbed in. But I have to assume he fouled out, right? Surely he fouled out. No, he's just not on the floor in crunch time in game 7. You know, that makes so much sense. Makes so much sense. But 23 seconds left. 137, 130. They would need a miracle to make this happen, but I don't believe in that happening this time. So let's see. Stefan or Vassell inbounding it. He's going to give it to Igor. Igor to Chet. Back to Stefan. I keep saying Castle. Vassell, step back 3. And it goes in and out again. And that is all she wrote. I'm ending it off there, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. It took us a little bit longer than I would have wanted it to. But a championship was done. And that's all that matters. So I'll let you watch championship celebration if you want to stick around. For now, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.